Hello, Big Sky Art Council auction patrons. My name is Amber Blazina. I am here in Belgrade, Montana. I'm a lifelong resident of Montana. I actually grew up in eastern Montana on a farm, and I was really close to nature and wildlife and the landscape. And one animal that I'm not so close to that has been really interesting to paint and kind of get into their mind as much as a human can is the gray wolf. So this is only the second one that I've done. It is 40 inches by 30 inches. It's turning out pretty darn cool. A little late, but this will be on display. It looks darker than it really is. In real life, I think that it will be on display up in Big Sky for everybody to look at all the different paintings. There, that's the right color. A little bit lighter. Anyway, I love the Big Sky Art Council. They do such amazing things. Some of our art is on the electric boxes around town, in the village. I love the council because they bring art to everybody in this valley. Anyway, enjoy the snow. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Julie Chapman. My studio is located in the foothills outside of Missoula, Montana. I am currently working in a mixed media series, which usually means chalk, charcoal, acrylic, and oil, in what I'm calling a disrupted realism fashion. The disrupted realism approach allows me to express my deep emotion about our treatment of one another, our planet, and our fellow travelers on this fragile arc. We are living in a time of historic challenge and change. As an artist, I feel compelled to tell stories about this in my work. My painting for the Big Sky Auction for the Arts is mixed media on a 30 by 30 panel. The background abstract painting includes mandalas rendered in metallic silver, gold, and copper paint. For me, mandalas signify something whole and spiritual, especially with their circular nature, like the circle of life. They echo the roundness of the forms in a bear, and they allude to the mystery of what it is like to be a bear. The title of the piece is Remember Me Beautiful, number 2. And this comes from the title of a Brandy Clark song that was written for the NPR 2020 Song Project. It seems apt for the uncertainty that of the future that our large predators face.
Hi everyone, George Hill, and this is my latest trout painting. It was inspired by a fish I caught this fall, and it's 30 by 48 inches. I find fish to be pretty irresistible as a subject matter. They have a lot going on that make them very challenging yet rewarding to depict on canvas. They have this wonderful glow and shimmer here and a wet sort of glossy feel. I try and capture that in most of my paintings, playing different color intensities, more intense vibrant colors off of more sort of subdued and neutral colors to help that kind of glow and shimmer. I like to paint them in sort of this portraiture style, sort of give them a sense of reverence and respect for the creatures. They are very precious and we need to look after them. Their presence is sort of indicative of healthy ecosystems, so in a sense they're kind of an indicator species. And anyone who's ever caught one and stood in a river and held one of these jewels in their hand just knows how precious and beautiful they are to marvel. So we can't take that with us. It's a very ephemeral, sort of fleeting moment. We can capture it on a camera. It doesn't really do it justice, but if I can put that on a canvas with oil paint, you can have that feeling every time you look at it without actually being on the river. This is my second year participating in this auction. Format's a little bit different this year, but it's all right. It was a great event last year, but I know it's going to be another good one. And I just want to say thank you for having me participate, and I'm honored and happy bidding.
Hello, my name is Tabby Ivy. I live in Big Fork, Montana. I'm a contemporary landscape artist, and my chosen medium is oils. The painting that is in the auction this year is called Winter Sonata. It's obviously a winter scene, and it was inspired from my view out of my studio in Big Fork on a snowy, lovely, quiet, silent winter's day. I had been in the studio painting all day. It had been snowing all day long. And I looked out the window. I saw whiteness. I saw beauty. I saw stillness. And that's what I chose to paint. Just a couple words about how I approach painting. I try to paint more the emotion of what caused me to stop and consider a scene. I paint in a tonalist style, which is a limited palette, a simple composition. And it's not so much being literal to the place, but true to the emotion of what I'm trying to convey. And hopefully that's what comes through to the viewer, that allows the viewer to find their own place within the painting for a bit of quiet, a bit of contemplation, or just a place to be able to hang out for a little while. I would like to thank the Arts Council of Big Sky for inviting me again this year. I also participated in last year's auction, but I so support the work they do, especially the public art programs, their educational programs, especially their educational programs for children. I think arts education at a very young age is a very important thing to have in our culture. I would also like to thank you, the patrons and supporters of the Arts Council of Big Sky. It's through your support that the organization is able to do the programming and the arts education within the community that is so very important. So thank you so much for your participation tonight. I wish we could be there together, but we'll do that again sometime, I hope. And good luck with your bidding, and I wish everyone a very successful auction tonight. Thanks so much for inviting me.
Hi, I'm Harry Koyama, and I'm coming to you from my studio and gallery in the historic district of downtown Billings, Montana. I grew up an hour east of Billings, and I have been in Montana all my life. The reason that I like to participate in the auction for the arts is mainly because of the contribution that the Arts Council of Big Sky makes to the cultural growth of not only Big Sky, but the Montana community as well. It's one of the most prestigious auction events in the state, and the reason for that, of course, being the caliber of artists that participate and the quality of the art. That being said, this year's auction piece that I am going to be contributing is entitled Spring Grizzlies, and it's here behind me here. It measures 24 by 36 inches, and it was painted oil on birchwood panel. All my paintings are done with painting knives, and they are also all done on birchwood panel, which is fairly unique, but really an age-old process. The painting itself is a typical Koyama painting, having the crimson backgrounds and the grizzly bear wildlife motif. So with that being said, I hope you enjoy the auction and can find it in your hearts to contribute to this great event. Thank you.
We artists are very different. Like there's things that excite us that any normal person wouldn't even consider. You look at composition, you look at balance, you look at just the thought, how can this work for me? I was in the contemporary world, in the museums and galleries, these big cities and such, but I kind of longed. Montana is a place where you can still walk, go hiking, and not run into anybody. Being Crow-Indian, I want to carry that tradition and imply that with our symbologies, with our designs and our lifestyles. And not in such a realistic way like some artists would. So I was able to come up with this particular style that I felt comfortable with. I can change, I can be more tight, I can be more realistic, but I still want to have some element of the Crow-Indianness, the design. Even before you prepare a canvas, the thought and the idea is there. Today, I feel like horses. Should they be in a meadow, the hills, or with a beautiful mountain backdrop? Every day is exciting for new thoughts and new ideas. Just taking a walk outside my studio here, it's not very far. There's a nice little trail there, and I go there just to get inspiration. I imagine sometimes I can see a setting, perhaps a village was there at one time. It's like a musician thinking about this melody in his mind, and he finally grabs a guitar. He works it until he feels comfortable, and maybe he's created something he's always been thinking about. It's always exciting. That's where I say passion comes in. A lot of artists are moving to Montana. I think whoever comes here, they're going to be surprised the caliber of art that we have. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else in Montana. It's beautiful. You can do just about anything you want here. Big sky country.
Hello, my name is Brad Root, and I live in Walla Walla, Washington, and I'm a Montana native, and I'm here in my studio, and I'd like to talk about the piece a little bit. It's titled Going Forward. It's cast in bronze. It's a 1 of 1, a unique cast, no addition number, and it portrays a mule, which is one of my favorite animals because they're tough and they're hard workers. A lot of my work talks about the journey of life, and this composition is a classic example of that, where it shows that transition from one place to another, and it also shows the confidence that this particular character has as he's going forward. Thanks. Bye.
Hello, this is Greg Scheibel, and I'm coming to you from my home studio in Bozeman, Montana, and I am happy to be participating again this year in the Arts Council Big Sky's Auction for the Arts. I don't have the painting here. I've already delivered it to Big Sky, but you can see it online through their website, or I believe February 22nd at the Lone Peaks Cinema. I do have a few examples of my work here, which I can give you a real quick studio tour. I'm primarily a landscape painter, although I do quite a bit of different subject matter also, and do a lot of these small studies, many on site, but in the studio here too, especially on days like today when it's below zero. I mean, this is my outdoor painting rig, which is kind of parked until it warms up a little bit. As you can see, it's pretty chilly outside. So this is my studio setup where I paint, and hopefully next year we can all be together at Big Sky for an in-person event again. And I encourage everyone to, participate and spend some money and support the Arts Council and the artists. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tracie Spence. I'm a photographer, and I am inspired and love to play out in nature. It's my playground, and my biggest inspiration is creating artwork that reminds us all that we're spiritual beings, and there is beauty in everything. There is wonderment in everything, and when I create a piece that brings awe to someone, I know that I've done my purpose with that art. So thank you so much for visiting, and thank you so much for supporting Big Sky Arts.
Hi, I'm Ryan Turner. I'm an artist here in Big Sky, Montana. I would love to thank the Arts Council of Big Sky for putting together the art auction for 2021. It's my pleasure to be in it again this year. They've always done so much for us artists and the art community here in Big Sky, Montana. This is going to be my new print in the auction this year. It is called Onward, and it is a print on metal. I hope you all get a chance to see it. I love it a ton, and I hope you do too. Enjoy. Thanks a lot.